Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions and welcome to your April readings. I am getting them out slowly but surely. Today is actually April 8th and I had a surgery which I'm telling every single sign that I'm reading for and it went fantastic. But I am still taking my time, and I had done this when I first started doing readings. I just realized that, it's really about the energy for pretty much every aspect of everyone's life, but certainly mine. And feeling calm and not feeling like I have to produce or, stressed by that sort of thing is what I'm really aiming for right now. And I feel like the readings are much more clear and authentic, and my messages come through, and I love it. So I hope you will enjoy your reading. I'll be reading for every single sign, and today's beautiful featured sign, I like to call it, is the sign of Libra, which is the amazing air sign that is known for balance. They are the swords in the tarot deck. I think the key features for Libra, besides balance, it's always striving for balance, okay? It's not saying that we're always balanced, and I'm saying we because I am a Libra. I have a Libra sun, so I can relate a lot to Librans. And I actually have 3 other personal planets in Libra. So there's a decent amount of Libra in my chart. But I do ask that you read, I always say read, interesting, that you watch your sun, moon, and rising placements, because so many times you may feel a lot more resonance with your moon, placement than you might your sun. And sometimes you feel similar, but it's different. And what's interesting is, I'm going to read to you or talk to you a little bit about, that read word is really big right now. I'm going to talk to you about the really powerful energies that are happening in our beautiful solar, planetary system. And boy, this is interesting because I'm feeling like the retrograde when I'm speaking and tripping up like this. And yes, we do have one coming up again. Mercury Retrograde will happen starting May 10th through June 3rd, and the shadow period starts. I usually say the shadow period's around, I would say like the 17th or so, but you can start to feel a little before, because this wasn't happening yesterday or the day before. But it's okay, it's all doable, right? Just forgive me as I try to reiterate what it is I'm saying. We're in Aries season right now, and Aries is the polar opposite sign to Libra. So there's always a lot of resonance with the two. Any polar opposites here, I have my beautiful astrology wheel to kind of demonstrate it. Aries is directly across from Libra. Cancer is directly across from Capricorn. Leo across from Aquarius. All of these are the polar opposites of your sign that actually add a lot of dimension and excitement and fulfillment in areas that maybe you don't excel in, and you can learn greatly from. And I can't tell you how many Aries Libra couples and relationships and friends and such I've known in my lifetime. And some of my best friends and people I love dearly are Aries. And I do have an Aries moon. So what I'm trying to say is, with the Aries season happening and the new moon that happened on the 1st, there is such incredible energy of beginning, refreshment, just starting new. Aries represents the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is the represent cardinal sign, meaning it initiates a new season. So that's a huge change, in the world at large. We see the season as spring comes into play, spring being the first season of the year. I mean, the final season of course is winter, and it comes through January, but the true first season is once again spring, and spring is phenomenal. We all have that spring fever kind of feeling. The days are longer, feels like you can do more, because I literally do more. It's just a gorgeous, beautiful, powerful, independent kind of strong leadership energy. We have Aries that's ruled by Mars. So Mars is a very masculine energy, I mean, even the women or men, doesn't matter the gender. I have always found that the Aries women that I have met have this incredible ability to just take charge. You know, they are going to tell you how it's done. They have complete confidence in it, whether they've done it or not, but most of the time they have. And they just have great trust and beautiful optimism about what they do and what they pursue. And that goes along with relationships. I mean, when they love big. So you can be sure you're going to be handled and taken care of by an Aries when they do fall in love or care deeply for somebody, no matter what type of love it is. Speaking of which, Libra, I am going to be picking your love connection reading that Spirit always has me do right in front of you. So it's not rehearsed, and I don't really know, it's all impromptu, but it is definitely an energy, a person. You know, the characteristics are going to come through a little stronger for you maybe than the other signs this month. And so that will be picked out and chosen right now. Please, Spirit, help me in finding the best, highest good information and connection for Libra in the month of April. Now, as I'm doing this, it's right in the center. Let me try it again. It kind of went to Libra. And I want to say that is Scorpio. I do. It feels very strongly to me. It was right here. And I mean, that makes sense as well. So I'll tell you a little more. Libra, we have your first and only full moon on the 16th of April. And boy, is that going to shine a light on some really important things in your life. Maybe something you started and you've been thinking about, and it's signing the contracts. I have to raise my hand as a Libra. That's exactly what's happening. And actually on that very date is when we have discussed it. I'm moving my businesses for legal reasons. It turned out where I wasn't going to be accepted with the business licensing, zoning, or what have you. They can change that anytime they want. So is it okay? Absolutely. The new place is actually closer and it's run by a person who has been there and accepted, and he himself is a massage therapist, and it's really beautiful how everything kind of just has been aligning in the stars, and everything is working in my favor. And yeah, I mean, I had to go through a little bit of red tape. I'm not saying it all just went completely smoothly, but I did have to do my due diligence. And that's probably what you will run across if you haven't already. And I just want to say, because of the Mercury retrograde, it's said time and time again, try not to sign contracts during a Mercury retrograde, possibly even the shadow period like a week before and after. But listen, of course you can if there's no, I mean, if I had to wait till May, but I've been planning this since before my surgery, of course I'm going to do it. And yes, the biggest thing I'm told, and I've read and I've heard throughout the years, is that there could be changes, but that's nothing that can't be handled, right? Or solutions. So I don't want to put any kind of negative spin on the Mercury retrograde, because it's time to allow things to settle from all the things you pushed forward in the last month or so, because there's a lot of free energy that came through. Now, the other thing that's really important is we have a second new moon at the end of the month on the 30th, which is a partial solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, which is going to be extremely powerful. And it's great for you, Libra. It's also a Venus ruled sign like yourself, Taurus. And then the eclipses are very powerful. The information, like the new moon in Aries, this can last months. I mean, I wanted to say weeks, but I say months, especially when it's the first new moon and it's on the first and it's the first sign and everything. Because let's just say, for example, you had decided you wanted to have a child. Well, that's a lifetime thing. You know, it's new, it's amazing. You know, you made that decision, you've been thinking about it a long time, and now it's coming to fruition, or you're really planning it. That's going to affect you the rest of your life. That sort of thing. An idea, you know, a beautiful, you know, creative idea that you're going in by yourself, or partnership. Now, the real thing I want to say to you, Libra, and you know what I'm talking about, Libras are very much known for relationships and partnerships. It's extremely important to them. And if it isn't romantic, and it hasn't been for me for years, it's definitely a connection that's super important to you. And I would say friendships are right up there with Libras, of course. Partnerships and work are essential when they work out and they're balanced, and it's a fair, you know, just kind of a setup. And, you know, new people coming in. I mean, who's to say? I certainly can't say, but I feel great about this being the year that if you're wanting to date or you're wanting to meet somebody, that special someone, and that, you know, soulmate or whatever you want to call it, it's prime for that sort of thing. And I love saying that to you, because the thing about astrology is that it has its cycles. And, you know, we all know there are years that we remember thinking, wow, that was one of the most incredible, best years of my life. And I really feel already with the success of my surgery I'd put off for so long, and the one that was postponed last year, and I had to go another year with a lot of difficulty and movement and whatnot, that this was absolutely the year. And I know that because we have the beautiful, benevolent, loving, you know, abundant, lucky planet of Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, that's why a lot of this is happening. This is a very, very giving, nurturing, creative, imaginative, you know, heart-centered energy that's being given to all of us. And if you have any placements in Pisces, you're going to feel it even more. And then we have this incredible conjunction, which is when things really change in your life, when you have a conjunction of planets. That's happening on the 12th. It's already starting to happen, but I've seen these wonderful challenges and things just kind of, I put my nose to the grindstone. I've done what I can. I've made the calls. I've gone in person now because I've been able to move and drive around. And it's all coming to fruition. It's all happening. This is the time with that conjunction. It's Neptune's about imagination and creativity, but it's also about, you know, not going completely off the deep end and thinking, oh, it's all going to just work out fantastic. Because I like to think that way. I have a Pisces rising. Trust me, I'm going to always look at the cup half full anytime I possibly can. Not to say that all Pisces do. Interestingly enough, you know, Pisces are the two fish, so they have a duality about them. I've met Pisces that are not necessarily optimistic, but they're amazing, and they're loving, and they are caring, and that's the energy we're feeling. So I want to take that as a takeaway with it. So that's not hurting you at all, Libra. So let me just say to you that there's a lot of incredible, beautiful energies to help you. And the Scorpio is water. Scorpio is perception. Scorpio is intuition, psychic, sensual. The Taurus is known for their sensuality, the grounded, practical, you know, money sign that has to do, and Venus rules money and love and beauty, and all these things are part of your month and months to come, Libra, like never before this year. And, you know, I want to give you an example since we're reading about Libra, if I may, and just impart a little bit of things I like to do more now than I ever did. I relate to different times in my life with similar aspects and, you know, astrological events that were happening. And for example, in the last 5 years, I've lost 3 family members. So it was every 2 years, you know, give or take. It colored my whole world that whole year, you know. I mean, I have amazing things that happened at the same time, and I can honestly say that. But for me, just who I am personally, and, you know, various things, it was really hard, you know, and it's just something we got to work through and get through, and we do. It takes time. So the years that don't have that sort of loss or something are going to stand out as being a better year, I would imagine. And that's what I'm feeling. Now, I know we're still at the beginning, so I'm certainly not in any position to say that I won't lose another person, but I will say that the ones that I did lose, it was definitely their path and their time. And I fully understand that. It's just you miss them, you know. And so getting used to that has been an important learning aspect for me. But I'm really excited about what's coming through and the rejuvenation of what can happen for all of us. So keep that in mind, okay? I'm going to read for you now. I'm sorry, one last thing. Scorpio is going to be the second of the pair because we're entering eclipse season on the end, like I said, of the month. And it always runs in pairs. So the second eclipse will be the full moon eclipse on the 16th of May in the sign of Scorpio. So you have your full moon on the 16th this month, and then the full moon on the 16th, which would be the lunar eclipse, which is going to be extremely powerful, and it's all about transformation and change and truth and value. It represents the 8th house. really going deep into how you value yourself. What are you charging people for what you do? What are you allowing, people to take from you? What are you giving? What is the balance? That's the whole Libra thing. So it's very strong and very beautiful, and it's always about learning and growing and evolving. So that's the Scorpio right there, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see if any of the cards represent any watery aspects as well. That's been coming up a lot with the readings. They've been very synchronistic and right in tune with what the cards and what everything has to say. I am using the beautiful Art Nouveau deck. And what I'm going to do is read you for the 4 weeks of April. It will take a little while for me to get all of the readings out, like I said, but the first 2 weeks are going to be pretty much basically all the same energy. So no matter when you watch this, it'll be perfect for you. Okay, the messages mean equally as much, whatever date you happen to watch it. So the overall energy coming into April, though, for you is, this isn't the first time either. This is the Knight of Wands, beautiful Libra. So there's the Aries. Okay, now it doesn't have to be Aries. It could also be Sagittarius or Leo, the fire signs, the spirit, the very, very compatible element to air, which is what Libra is. Excitement, adventure, messages about somebody that might be sweeping you off your feet. Now, it sounds a little corny, but I mean, for me, anytime I've had a relationship, a lot of times they come like, I don't see them coming. And you're meeting somebody and you just like, whoa, whiplash, That's what this represents. But it's beautiful and it's exciting, as I said. And it's definitely physically rewarding. I guess I could say that in a genuine way. And so nothing wrong with that. Maybe in a relationship you're already in, it's just blossoming, it's just getting more fun. You're going to go away, you're going to do things, there's movement, there's a chance to, have that vacation or plan it. The line, the list goes on. But it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful energy. You're really, really getting back your mojo. You feel that energy, you feel the strength and the courage, and there's nothing really that's going to stop you, Libra. You are a cardinal sign, as is Aries. So you both, you bring in the season of fall, and you both have this desire to just keep things going and moving, and it's exciting, and you add people to your life, and you add more opportunities, and it just keeps growing to the extent you want, because you want to keep the balance. You don't want to go crazy, okay? Do keep that in mind. I want to go back like yesterday or a couple weeks ago, but I know it's not completely sensible, so I've been doing other things that I can do, and I'll be back, in no time, this next week, so it's phenomenal. Really beautiful. Second week. Now that's going to be this beautiful conjunction. And the last time it happened was in 1856. So you do the math. This is once in a lifetime thing. The next time would be 2000. I forget. You're not going to see it. So yes, Jupiter and Neptune align every 13, 12 years, but not in the same sign and not in the sign of Pisces. That both Jupiter and Neptune are the ruler of Pisces. So this is an incredible, beautiful thing. And yes, it affects Pisces placements that are 23, 24, 25 and onward degrees the most. It's actually going to be at 23 degrees. So right around that area is going to be, really noticing something remarkable and miraculous, okay? Oh, and this is the Two of Swords. So there you have that Libra. And just like a Libra, I actually had 2 locations I was looking into. And so when you take one sword away, you have the ace, you have the one, it's going to be great. You may have to make a decision, okay? But you will, and I already have. And, I have complete faith that everything's going to work out the way it needs to. Close your eyes, be still, do the pros and cons list, which is always a very important thing to do in a lot of ways in life. Being real, being honest. Yeah, it's going to be to your advantage, and you will have the help and the co-creation working with you. Angels are surrounding you. You have some of the best energy and aspects working for you could possibly ask for. There's that new moon that's just kind of right above you going, okay, between this new moon And the next new moon at the end of the month, things will all be figured out. The answers will come to you. You will have help from others. Okay? And it could be a partnership too. And maybe you have two choices. So be it. You know, maybe you do both. I always like having something more than one thing to do. It's not unlike you either to have that occurring, something that entrepreneurial-wise you just started and you want to see it progress. Like this channel. Now, this isn't a new channel by any means. And I don't do all the bells and whistles because I'm not understanding how to be completely honest. And I think that will come a time, but at the same time, I don't really think that's what it's about. If you like what you're hearing and you like the messages and you like the way I present it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. You know, let me know, comment, tell me anything you would like. I'm always going to respond, but it will definitely help the channel and it'll help to grow. And I want to do private readings, and I will as soon as I see that people are actually wanting them and we can discuss it. I'll probably do a day or two out of the week just for readings. So let me know, okay? And remember, there's no cost to anything. It's just a beautiful, supportive thing to do. So I really appreciate it. And those that have, you know I appreciate you. That's why I'm here. This is why I do it. I do it. It's my love, my passion. And I'm always excited to see what messages come through. Third week. There you are. There you are, strong and empowered, and you know, you are ready to take it on. I don't know what that means exactly. It's just that you're in your energy. You know that you're in the flow and you know exactly where you want to go and what you want to do, and you're honest about it, and you're upfront and you're kind and you're tactful and you're caring, and you want things fair. They have to be fair, and you have no problem asking for that. Please remember your worth, because I still have times when I question that, okay? And I will probably, not as much though, but probably for the rest of my life, and yet I understand there's a lot of reasons for that, and I just know you've got what it takes. Whatever it is you're wanting to do, what you believe in, it's because you are talented, and you've been talented probably from lifetimes before, and you have every right to pursue that and to know that good things will come from it. Okay, keep those words and thoughts in your mind at all times, no matter how dismal or how things seem to be working against you. With the retrograde, things will slow down, but they won't stop. They'll just give you time to really review and do all the R's, you know, relax, revisit. Once again, let things come to you at that point, okay? It's a wonderful time for that. Take a little vacay. Final card for the final week is once again the partial solar eclipse, new moon, second new moon in the month. And there you have Temperance, and there's the Sagittarius, there's the fire, there's the Knight of Wands. And you know, we're in Aries season, which is the Knight of Wands as well. But this is specifically a major arcana representing Sagittarius. So a lot of Libras, no surprise to me, absolutely love Sagittarians. I've had at least 3 romantic relationships with them. I have a son that's one, great amount of friends that were just instant friends. I love you so much. It's about temperance. It's about taking it easy and knowing as above, so below. This is the alchemy card where you can change and, you know, what is it called? Shapeshift in the ways that you want. You know, you have this ability. We are manifestors. What we think will become our reality. It may take time. There may be changes. You know, don't be too stuck on the exact outcome, but do have an idea and stick with it. It's like the star, you know, just always trust in your dreams. If you trust in them, as they always say, everyone else will too, okay? But this is gorgeous. And this is letting you know that, you know, things are going to happen, and they're going to happen in divine timing, and they're going to happen with more ease than you may think you need to allow. I know sometimes I think, oh, if I don't put this much elbow grease in it, it's not going to be that good, but that's not actually accurate. That's a belief that I had grown up with. And, you know, working smarter versus harder. It all really makes perfect sense, and I better, because I'm, like I always say, I'm in the last quadrant of my life. So let's get it together now, Marianne. What do you say? That's my little pep talk. I'm going to finish with a couple of other cards. One is going to be the beautiful Oracle divination I'm using, and use whenever I can, because it's the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. It's about our heart. It's about love. We Libras love love. All different forms of love. I mean, I can't imagine life without it, and I cannot express to you how wonderful it feels for me to be able to give love and to have that feeling. I would be nothing without that, and that the joy I feel of giving and being loving. It feels phenomenal. So I welcome it whenever I can. And I love that you're here and that I'm able to read for you, and it's all a part of the mix as far as that goes. But so we have for you, Libra, in the month of April, ooh, the crown chakra. I did get some goosebumps. Now, I love this deck because it has the major arcana. There are cards that represent every single element, but it also has the chakras. And the chakras are beautiful, systems, energy systems in us that need to be balanced as well. And there's 7 from the root to the crown. So the crown is about opening up and allowing and inviting the information and the downloads and the dreams and the inspirations to come through. I can't imagine it would be any stronger than with this conjunction that's coming up. Exact. It's already happening. You may be even getting little hints already in your dreams and ideas as to the right direction to go. The decision that needs to be made. Because you'll make the right one. It will always be, you will be guided, of course, but it is up to you to make that decision. And then we have this, oh gosh, I love that. You may be more psychic and more intuitive than you normally are, Libra. Just welcome it and embrace it, because for me, it's one of the things I always ask for and absolutely love. It's such a gift. We all have the gift. And so it's a 7. 7 can represent many things, including the different, colors in the rainbow, the different amount of chakras, the number of chakras, the list goes on with that. It is a very highly spiritual number, and it is working through our difficulties, as we do in our journey in life. And that's what the whole thing about tarot is about. It starts out as the Fool on the journey, and then the lessons and the experiences as we go through life, coming through, shining like a superstar. So write down these epiphanies or these special, downloads, as I mentioned, because they are going to be there for you. And as long as you're still and you listen and you allow that, that's going to be a really important key component for it. So I'm going to finish with a rune, because I love runes. And they're a wonderful divination as well that I've loved for a long time. And I've been saying in the past, and we'll say again, I pick a rune from my beautiful little bag here. They're gorgeous. And then I was given these wonderful flashcards to help me memorize what each rune represents. This is cool because I don't remember. I've been good about it a couple of times now, so it's really starting to sink in, and I hope that's the reality of it within the year or so. To me, it looks like a chain that's been unhooked somehow. But anyway, these are alphabet letters. So from, I believe, the Greek alphabet versus the English. So let me find the one that looks like that for you and tell you exactly what it has to say. And this is like the cherry on the icing of the reading. A lot of times it's been very, very close to the messages and meanings that have come through, which I absolutely love. Here we are. Is it the very last one? Maybe. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember this one at all. So I do want to remember after having said that for you. So this is what it looks like if you couldn't see it on the actual rune. Let me put on my glasses, and it is the letter, is it 2? It is Jera. It is J and Y, which is interesting because that's happened with a couple of them. It's number 12. This theme is yearly cycle. So, I mean, I mentioned about cycles from the beginning of this reading, the importance of them if you want to backtrack or, connect the dots. It's not to say that the exact same things happen, of course, but the the influences are the same. So depending on what's happening in your life at that particular time is going to affect you a little differently, but they'll still have that kind of underlying energies and feelings. Keywords: wheel of the year, seasons, harvest, cycles of life, fruition year. This is the fruition year, okay? We've had a couple of years that have been less than fruitful, and we've gotten through those, so you can only imagine how much more fruitful it can be now, right, as we move forward and leave that in our rearview mirror. Magical working, fertility and abundance. There's the fertility word again. I've been hearing that a lot. If you're wanting children, somehow it seems to be one of those years that will be extremely prosperous in that way. So, and that's what I said earlier. If you have a child, this will change your life forever. Okay, and that's kind of an exciting and amazing but truthful statement. Manifesting endeavors, birthdays and anniversaries, wheel of the year rights. Interesting. That reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, you know, because we have the wheel that turns all the time. Sometimes you're down, and then the next thing you know, the only way is up. And sometimes you're up, and you're like, well, okay, maybe not as much coming in, but it'll still be great because I'll make it great. I'll believe it's great, and I'll make things work for me regardless, right? Because we all can do that as well. The key phrase is the harvest at the end of hard work. You reap what you sow. Success requires effort. Life, death, and rebirth. Building on past efforts, the seasons of life, turning inspiration into reality. Isn't that phenomenal? I mean, you start with this incredibly powerful month with this fire ambition in you. Like you've got this fire in your tail and you're like, okay, it's on now. It is on. And then, you know, making the decisions, being strong and in your convictions and your truths, and just taking it easy and letting it believe in the way you can transform your life. Just know with every cell of your body, because you are going to be getting incredible amounts of guidance and downloads and help. And that's pretty spectacular. So I truly hope that you feel this already, and it's already transpiring, but that you understand and it becomes more of a reality for you as the month proceeds. And I just want to thank you again for taking the time, because it's a really special thing to me, and I love you, and I hope you are well and continue to be well. I have a really good feeling that that will be the case, and so come back and visit me in May, because I'll be here for you, okay? Thanks so much. Until then, bye-bye.